Renee Easton is a local artist who works out of her home. She is someone who is very passionate about art and working with very many different mediums.
I started art, as long as I can remember. I've been doing art. It was always my favorite thing to do as a child. When I went to college, I thought I better pick something to make money, so I thought I would try counting. That lasted about 2 weeks, and I worked on my portfolio, got accepted into the art program, and I did 4 years in college of fine arts, and I loved it. When I got out of school, I was designing kitchens, then I was a mom, so I didn't do art for a while, but I recently just really got back into it and have been really experimenting with new things. I like to work at home. I have dogs that like to follow me around, so I set up a home studio. We just moved, so I don't have one set up yet, but I usually have 2 tables. I need an entire table for my wax. I use actually a pancake griddle, an electric pancake griddle as my palette, and I just need a lot of space. And then I also set up another table for all my mixed media. This is called an encaustic. This is my latest medium to work with. It's actually beeswax. They have beeswax medium and then colored beeswax, and you paint with a heated palette. It's an ancient technique that I think is making a comeback. This is copied from a David Hockney, but I've made it my own by actually mixing, it's a mixed media. I have paper with pan pastel and wax. I coated it in wax to protect it. This is a side view of what the 3D looks like and how I mount it. These are some of my pan pastels. They're very soft pastels. I use actually makeup brushes as makeup sponges as a brush, and you just brush it on the paper. I was invited to do a 3D show for my aunt back east, and I tried to figure out a way to do the drawing that I was doing but in 3D, so I came up with this idea where I did pen and ink on paper, and I cut it out and mount it on foam board and make it 3D. These are Copic markers. They're alcohol based. They have 2 tips. One is a brush tip that's soft, one is a thick tip, and they're refillable. I recently did a piece, a quail in collage with a special paper that I made out of National Geographic magazine. If you put a solvent on the pages, they actually melt the ink. It's a clay ink, and it makes really pretty paper, and then I do collage with it. So I recently did a quail for a show in Rancho Cordova for City Hall, and the mayor of Rancho Cordova actually bought it. I was hoping no one would buy it because I wanted it, so I went home and redid it.
This is a copy of the quail that the mayor bought from her. She looks forward to many more shows and successes as her career in art continues.